I'm Ezekiel, CEO of Chosen Apparel 2214, and today I have with me a new face to the camera, but not to the company. I have the head of social media, public relations, and inventory, the one, the only, my mom!
Yeah!
And today we have 5 tips that helped us start the company, Chosen, and that we hope will help yours. One of those 5 tips that we have is do your research.
Research things like number one, your competitors. So before he started his brand, we researched other t-shirt companies, other clothing lines to see what people were selling, what's hot, what's not, the price point for what you're selling, material, price point for different types of material, different types of vinyl, where you're going to get your vinyl from. And then that brings us to tip number 2.
And tip number 2 is software. So the software that I use to make my designs are Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. I highly recommend those. Sorry, there's my baby sister in the background. I highly recommend those because they're easy and simple to use. And the app that I used to make my website was Shopify. I highly recommend it, just like Photoshop. It was easy and it's simple to use, and I love it. So tip number 3 is heat press and cutter. So the heat press that we use is a heat press from Heat Press Nation. Top tier, highly recommend that. And we have the Silhouette Cameo 4, which it's top tier too. I highly recommend that. And it's easy to use, and I like it. So here's tip number 4.
Tip number 4 is practice. So before you begin actually selling your shirts, opening your shop, marketing, you practice. So practice making your designs, creating your designs, practice using your heat press, practice using your cutter, practice pressing different vinyl on different types of materials, because everything doesn't press the same, everything doesn't take the same heat temperature. So just practice.
Yes. And tip number 5, which I'm gonna let the head of social media answer. Social media.
So tip number 5 is creating a social media. So in order to create buzz around your brand, to get people to know that you have a brand, you create a social media. So create a Facebook page, Instagram page, or even a YouTube page,
which is where we are right now.
Great.
And yeah.
Go ahead.
So we have some bonus tips for you. And the first bonus tip that I have is be patient and don't expect things to skyrocket right away. And actually, before we had created Chosen, and Chosen became as big as it did, thank the Lord, we had Russia State of Mind Apparel, and we kind of jumped the gun on multiple things. We went in unprepared, unready, and ultimately that business did fail. But we got together, we regrouped, we rebranded, and we were patient, and then business had started to come at different rates, high rates, steady rate, low rate, but it didn't matter, because we knew that business would come back to normal, and we were just really happy that we stayed patient and worked hard. Those were our 5 tips and bonus tips, and that's all that we have. This is Ezekiel, this is my mom, and we're out. Peace. Hi, I'm Ezekiel, CEO of Chosen Apparel 2214.
Zeke, you don't hear stuff. You hear.
You just laughed. Number 1 is do your research.
Research is important. Do your research on things.
Sorry, that was
She was like,
She said you should research things. Research things.
Hi, I'm Ezekiel, CEO of Chosen Apparel 2214, and this.
I want you to stop doing my baby like that. The shirts, I do the stuff, I do social media, I do the apps, I do everything. What I need y'all for? I'm the MOMAGER.
She needs me to design the shirts.